Welcome everyone to Drama Central. The train is leaving the station. What's on the show today, Jeffy? What's on the show?
We got news, and then we're gonna do our predictions for tonight's this pay-per-view is stacked to the gills.
Yes, it is. It is a great show.
Revolution, Sting's last match. Holy crap. That's what we got today.
So we're going to be putting in our lock of the night. We all got our lock of the night. So pay attention, get down your notes, and watch the money roll in. Hit it.
Hit it.
Coming to you live from the FN Worldwide Media Studios, located in parts unknown.
It's the All Effin' Wrestling Show.
With your host, Canada Dry. In the JFB.
Tell me how it's priced. Tell me if the item is for sale. And tell me.
Good
Whose house?
house. Good morning, afternoon. If I don't see you till later, don't knock on my door. I'm watching the AEW Revolution pay-per-view tonight. I am the rapscallion, if you will. I'm big in Japan, baby. I am the JFB, James from Boston.
And I'm, of course, I am the fall guy. I'm the guy that you want to beat up. I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I'm that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada Dry. Damn it.
Yes, he is. And of course, we are joined by the guy who puts the evil in EVP. You know, does he have the nicest hair? This guy predicts like Nostradamus, damn it. Talk about GM Joe. How you doing, brother?
I am doing great. How are we doing on this fine Sunday afternoon, I should say.
So I was kind of worried because yesterday, you know, I played Dungeons and Dragons. We had a session last night.
Oh, nice.
And through the week, I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to pick D&D or the pay-per-view. Not realizing the pay-per-view is on Sunday. I was like, woo, good.
You know, I make a firm stance against Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I prefer the other game, Dragons and Dungeons.
Oh, okay. Well, that totally makes sense.
Because I feel that dragons are more important than dungeons.
Yes, I agree. Although we're going through a dungeon crawl right now that would make a grown man weep like a small child.
What character do you play, JFB?
So I have two. I play a bard and a Furbig cleric. But the cool part about my halfling bard is I have a berserker ring. And when I put it on, I turn into a 12-foot orc. So I'm like the Incredible Hulk, and I just destroy stuff left and right.
Nice.
How long does a game take when you play it?
So the campaign we're on right now, we've been doing it for about a year and a half. Like it's been
but like an average session.
About 3 hours, 3-4 hours.
You know, it'd be cool is to do a weekly show where we're just playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I like that idea.
Dude, I'd be down. I've never played it before, but I'd be down.
I like that idea.
JFB be the dungeon
JP
master?
could be the dungeon master.
Yes.
Yahtzee. We can. We'll talk about this off air.
Yeah,
So-
well, it's potentially stewing in the pot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know what the great thing about that is? Like, we could just record it. It doesn't have to be live.
Yeah.
We can just put it up whenever we want.
Absolutely. All right.
And if people
everybody.
say stupid things, we'll just edit that out.
So we got some people joining us. We got Matt B. What up, Matt?
Matt.
How you doing? Hi, everybody. Shane Experience. He says, "What up?"
We know Shane's going to be in this Dungeons and Dragons session with us.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like that's a necessity. Hey, we're joined by Trey J Styles.
JJ?
Yo,
And-
You know why Trey J Styles is here today?
We're complete, guys.
Do you know why he's here?
Why?
Because he's Trey J.
Because he's Trey J.
Because if we're doing a prediction show, I need the beautiful, sexy mind
Yeah.
of Trey J Styles. What else could you have a show without him on it when you're talking about predictions?
well, hopefully you don't have to have too many shows without me. Good, you know.
Oh, we don't. Like you're,
No,
you're
but like
a staple here.
I think Trey J's mind is an asset when it comes to predictions. Like, who wouldn't want to get inside there?
Yeah. Exactly. He doesn't
Sounds
want
good to me.
sexy
Before
mind.
we go on, can you please bring Tiffany's comment up?
The one where she goes,
Nerds? She called us nerds.
Call us nuts.
We are grown ass men on a podcast talking about wrestling.
Yeah,
Like, you act like that's an insult or something.
right. Like we know what we are.
Yes, and if you're
Don't deny
watching
it,
this,
baby.
if
Don't
you're
deny
watching
it.
this, you're probably one of us.
Self-awareness is
Very good
sexy.
choice.
I don't know what, like, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but self-awareness is sexy.
Yeah.
Like,
"Oh yeah." So before we get started with the main event, which is our predictions, gotta go through. Holy crap, that's a huge
Is
fun.
that a Funko?
Yep,
that is
Is that the
massive.
biggest? Is that the biggest Funko you can buy?
it is definitely in the top 10.
And you still have the box?
No, my wife threw away the box. I thought.
Oh,
that's
no!
me.
What is she thinking?
Well, this was the gift for her, so she can do as she pleases.
Oh, yeah, that's
okay.
true. She can do what she wants. You probably cringed a little bit.
Bro, if you saw my collection now, like everything's in a box. Like the ones that I had, like 2 where the boxes were damaged, so I gave them to my kids.
I love
I
it.
like
So
that.
before we get started with our predictions, we gotta go through and do a little house cleaning. I like to think of it as kind of a appetizer, if you will. We're talking about the news. From the 4 corners of the globe, from our studios to your home, this is FNN, the FN News Network, starring Canada Dry and the JFB.
All right, JP. Who's doing weather? Who's doing sports?
We're gonna, Trey J Styles is on sports. TVP is on, weather and traffic. Me and you will do picks up on news and stuff like that. Yeah,
And later in the show, I'm going to teach you how to make the ultimate goulash.
Ooh, good. So, for those who are watching Fox Friday night, watching SmackDown, wondering why it went black,
Yep.
I'll tell you why, damn it. It's because they censored the hell out of it. People in the stands had signs that say, "Die, Rocky, die." People chanting, "Die, Rocky, die."
You know what? This is a perfect time to introduce a new segment on the show.
Yeah.
It's time for that salty bastard's corner.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? Now, you got some insight into this Die Rocky Die thing, don't you?
Yeah, it's a complete and utter plant by the WWE. It is nothing but pure marketing genius. basically, let me tell you something about a WWE show, going to a WWE show, and probably any other wrestling show you go to. You don't get into the arena with a sign unless they see what's written on it in the first place.
Well, couldn't you hide it in your crotch or something?
We've not all been to prison like yourself. What was Canada Dry? So, what was it? We've not all worked that sphincter muscle, to be able to take mobile phones and 4x4 A4 posters and whatever, So
Well, no, you fold it as much as it can, and then you just
Yeah, but that sign was pristine.
yeah.
That sign didn't have a fold, a crease.
Yeah,
Maybe they made it at their seat.
Yeah.
That's a good point too.
That could be.
But how do you
Or it-
fit-
or it could have
how
been
do you
handed
fit
out.
in a piece of paper like
You
that?
don't. This is what you do. You bring in a stapler, and 100 note cards. That's what you do, and then you make it right there. It's like you really gotta like MacGyver this whole thing.
I think I tend to lean with Alex, though. I think because they would have pulled the people out, or at least taken the sign the first time it was saw, and they wouldn't have gone back to it.
Yeah, and they would have took away the sign in the first place. The fact that it was being held up during the show and it was blacking in and out. They would have sent some wee stooge along to go and get that. And take it off them.
Yeah.
But what was it called? And the fact it was on the front rows. Come on, guys.
So who wants to do their best Mr. Isaacs impression?
Sorry?
Who wants to do the best Mr. Isaacs impression? Say good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Or does it sound like a Muppet?
It's
Well,
like-
like
what I was going for.
That just sounds like a Muppet.
It's more like a good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good
Really
afternoon.
deep and
Very,
silky.
it's very Hitchcock.
Yes. So
I like showing the people's picture. So if you want to make a comment on the show, make sure you have a really cool picture.
yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently, I built a jetpack out of rubber bands and toothpicks. Okay.
You ain't going far with that setup. I can tell you that now.
You ain't going. You may go like a foot if you're lucky. So
I mean, if you were to go to a wrestling show with a Sharpie and a blank banner and write on it, Randy Savage snapped Stephanie like a Slim Jim. It's not going to get on. It's not going to get on television, is it? Really?
Alex is going to be the one guy with a blank paper and a Sharpie to ruin the experience for everybody.
Yeah.
and this is why we can't have nice stuff. So Miro apparently has been injured since September. According to reports, Tony Khan had no idea. Really? Come on.
I don't buy
One of your
that.
stars is injured and you have no freaking idea that he's on the shelf. Come on.
Tony
you know
Khan still
what?
hasn't
I'm
figured
like
that
a
he's
Miro.
playing with real people. He still thinks he's got his action figures in the basement. He's like, yo, why is this action figure saying he's hurt?
I mean, if you had CJ at home, why would you want to go wrestle? Wrestle
His
in the bedroom.
hot, flexible wife.
Yes.
Um,
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of Miro and his whining and bitching.
Yeah, I am too.
Like, yeah, your character is like a piece of bread with water for dipping.
Yeah. So
can I just put my theory on that? And
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the stuff that's going on with Kevin Kelly today as well. There's a few like sort of strange posts, what was it about sitting on the bench waiting for his turn and things like that. I think here's my hot take. I think AEW is heading for a sort of NWO sort of angle with the Young Bucks, and I think there's going to be a few people involved in it because
That would be cool.
they've registered the trademark. What was it? Killing the business. What was it? And there's been talk of it. Why not get some of the more disgruntled employees involved in the storyline? Maybe bring back what was it? Jack. Maybe that's how they bring back Jack Perry as well. They bring back.
That would fit.
So.
And Hangman Page after Swerve wins the title.
Yeah. There's been a few strange things, and the reason I suspect it is because Meltzer and Brian Alvarez seem to be saying a wee bit of negativity about AEW at the moment, and it just doesn't smell right. You know, if you look at something and it doesn't sniff right, then you've got to ask questions, and that's what I think's happening. And I think it'll start tonight with Darby Allin.
We'll see. So Virgil passed away earlier this week. Mike Jones, otherwise known as Virgil. So our condolences go out to his friends and family. Ted DiBiase, while on his podcast, spoke well of Virgil, despite the fact that these two had a very acrimonious relationship. And then decided to say, well, I don't know where he was living and who he was living with, but it wasn't good. So,
yeah, you're forgetting to mention what he said on Busted Open Radio, which was
which is even worse.
Yeah. So hopefully Ted DiBiase will be going to jail relatively soon. We won't have to listen to Ted DiBiase.
I think
screw the state of Mississippi out of millions of dollars. You're gonna go to jail
unless you're Brett Favre.
Or unless you're a former sitting president. But I digress.
Mm-hmm.
So Holly Hood.
Hey,
I don't know if you've seen the news, but Fightful have found out that Virgil was actually 11 years older than he actually would claim to be. He was born in 1951.
He lived his whole life in kayfabe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, he had the whole college career and everything that never happened.
Guys, can I ask you quick, just so we can keep things more organized, if we'll get your opinions on this, but just don't interrupt.
Yeah. So Holly Hood from the TV show The Wrestlers on Netflix says that she will sign with WWE and that she will wrestle Charlotte Flair. Yeah, we're going to skip to the next one. So there's actually talk. So for those who don't know, Tama Tonga, a stalwart of New Japan Pro Wrestling, his contract ended. He fulfilled his dates. He is now WWE bound. That the WWE actually considered Tama Tonga to be a part of the bloodline. Let's talk about this, because I think this would be a great addition to the bloodline.
Says you'll draw up the papers and
Personally, I would definitely say.
I mean, I think it's a great idea.
I thought we were going to go in turn. I didn't want to interrupt anyone. Here's what,
I honestly believe that Tama has paid more than enough dues in New Japan. I think he definitely deserves to be on a homegrown show. And granted, like AEW has picked up a lot of talent. And right now, what better way to be introduced to the audience than to be put in like what is basically the biggest thing? It's like he doesn't have to stay in the bloodline, but introducing him as a member or at least an associate of the Anoa'i family and the fact that he's Haku's son and everything else that goes along with that, that's big for wrestling. Like that's wrestling royalty to a lot of us. And that's like, your dad's like one of the most legit tough guys.
Yeah.
And I mean, think about it. Look what it's done for Solo. Solo is hella limited in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
But Solo is a big deal when he has his matches.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely. Cannon Drive.
Thomas definitely not limited.
Yeah.
I think the perfect place to debut him is not WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's the night after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He can interfere in something or just like slaughter someone in the ring and just like, holy shit, it's Tama Tonga!
It's Tama Tonga!
Wait, why does who's this white guy that he has as his profile picture?
That's Michael Smith.
It's Michael Smith.
Oh, why do you
when I had the anonymous GM, I decided to use Michael Smith's picture because like no one would ever put Michael Smith in charge of anything. So
I'm Michael Smith of the Foundation. I'm your new GM.
Okay, so I got two different proposals for Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
One is they basically have the whole Bullet Club in WWE, the original Bullet Club.
Yeah.
Do that. Or you debut him as The Rock Solo in this civil war that's coming of the bloodline.
Okay.
I think that would be pretty cool. You have the legit Anoa'i family versus like of the distant family, which is The Rock,
Yeah.
and him,
Yeah.
and Tama Tonga, because they could even bring Haku back in because he's a WWE guy.
Yeah. That's true.
What do you think, Alex? Alex, you there?
Hello? You told me to be quiet. Am I allowed to talk now?
I said wait till people are. Go ahead.
I was giving you some tidbits to the bit that you were talking about. Anyways, nobody will know who Tama Tonga is apart from some wrestling fans like me, us here. He's not done anything in the States, so I don't know. I don't know.
Well, no one knew who the Usos' brother was either.
Yeah.
Sorry? Yeah.
No one knew
Domino?
Solo?
Yeah, no one knew who Solo was either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's how you build it up. I mean, for me, The Rock's not going to be there after WrestleMania, so and let's be honest, he's probably not going to have Tama Tonga as his name, So it was bringing in another sort of bloodline member when Roman's probably whatever happens, either Cody's going to win the title, and then Roman's going to disappear for a while, or Roman's going to keep it, and then
still disappear for a while.
They need some.
Yeah. You know what I find interesting is that no title has been defended since we had Jinder Mahal lose to Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Other than Gunther. Gunther's the only one.
Yeah, I meant no world title.
Gotcha.
So apparently, according to
Well, I mean, when did Joe last defend the title? Or Tony Storm, or MJF had big periods of time where they never defended the title. That's become the norm now. That's not a WWE thing.
Oh no, that's not true. Joe defended against Hook.
Yeah.
Which was around the same time as Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, and Tony Storm defended against Anna Jay, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Anna Jay had back-to-back titles with the world title one week and then the TBS title next week and lost them both.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, Roman Reigns had nearly as many title defenses as MJF did in that year. He was champion, so it's not really a sort of, how do you put it? It's more the norm now than not the norm.
If you look back in the 80s, how often did Hogan defend that title?
Very rare.
Well, there wasn't nearly, I mean, to be fair, there wasn't nearly as much television in the 80s as there is now.
Well, and the thing is that Vince wanted you to either go see Hogan live defend the title at the pay-per-view or to order the pay-per-view. I mean, it's a brilliant, and to be honest with you, at some point when MJF comes back and MJF does win the world championship back, I want him to be the heel, and I want him to do the same thing. You want to see MJF wrestle? You got to buy the pay-per-view, buddy. I
mean, with Hogan, it wasn't even like a title defenses. It was run-ins. He was running to save. Like, that's how the whole sort of Mega Powers thing started. He ran in to save. Hogan wasn't a very active worker. It wasn't like the 70s when you had like San Martino and all that. But even then, I mean, they were just bear hugging for about 10 minutes in the match. It was a totally different type of wrestling. So it's. I like how it is now, where there is big gaps between the things. The whole 30-day thing that the WWF had back in the day. You had to defend it in 30 days.
Yeah,
that's long gone. I mean, the Attitude Era had so many title changes it diminished the point of the World Championship, and now they've got some credibility back in it. I don't see it as a bad thing at all.
All right, let's knock out a couple more really quick. Shawn Spears is back in NXT WWE. That's right, he showed up in NXT this Tuesday. Who's excited to see Shawn Spears back and actually wrestle rather than sporadic? You're not a big fan of this?
I'm over it.
EVP.
I'm surprised he's keeping the Sean Spears name.
Yeah, I am too.
He's not going back to Ty Dillinger?
No, he's staying as Sean Spears.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. Everybody who's going from AEW to WWE has kept their name.
Yeah.
Name, most of the presentation. I'm more so excited about this because I feel like it's a precursor to the Iconics coming back.
Yeah.
What was it? I think Peyton's pregnant again.
Yeah,
so,
she's pregnant.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're on baby number 2.
Yeah, so I mean, the one thing I noticed online about which really sort of irked me was the fact that he went back to the WWE because AEW didn't use him well, and I've got to say, I hate that sort of mentality. You know, what was it? Because he left the WWE because the WWE didn't use him well. So when are people going to realise that sometimes it isn't the company that's the problem; it's the talent. You know. I know that there's that sort of grabbing the brass ring, you know. Why is it these guys haven't transitioned well over to AEW like Spears and Miro and things like that? Is there something going on in the background with them? Is it not really the promotion? Is it more of a individual thing, you know? Because there's a lot, like, you know what fans are like online. Oh, it's great, he's back in the WWE the way he belongs, you know. AEW never used him the right way, you know. Didn't matter the fact that nearly killed Cody with a chair shot.
Yeah.
You know, but where do you get the balance? Where do you get that balance for what was it? Where it's the promotion's fault or the wrestler's fault? You know, because I think the fact that we've got 2 big companies now, it's beginning to polarize fans. I can't even say the word right. Even more when they jump ship. You know, or they did him a wrong, and you know, it's really it's nastiness. You know, I hope he does well, and I hope he proves me wrong. But let's not forget his first run in WWE. WWE gave him everything. They gave him the perfect gimmick, and he didn't push it hard enough.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Last one. So Matt Riddle apparently is not a pothead. He likes to do a little bit of the white horse.
A little bit of the sniffy sniff.
Yeah, a little bit of the China White. If you're wondering what that is, it is cocaine. Riddle has said that he's used cocaine multiple times and failed multiple drug tests. That's the reason why he was fired from WWE. Really?
You know when people were ashamed to admit they were cokeheads?
Yeah.
You remember when that was like a thing? Like Amy Winehouse was trying to hide it when she was on stage, you know, you know.
Oh
Tony Khan still tries to hide it when he's booking.
Let's just do bingo ball booking.
But why is he saying this? Considering he's doing a tour in Japan. Japan's got some of the strictest drug laws in the world. And he's out on a podcast telling.
Yeah, I agree with you, Alex. It's pretty stupid.
Yeah. So before we go to our main event, there's a woman that plays for Iowa. Her name is Caitlin Clark. So last week she actually broke the NCAA record for the most points in women's basketball. She now has also broken the men's record. Scoring record for the most points in the basketball career. She just beat Pistol Pete Maravich. Go Caitlin Clark. If you've not seen this woman play basketball, holy crap on a stick.
I just want to bring Tiff in here really quickly. I didn't realize you're backstage. Sorry. There's no room.
Okay.
I didn't even know you were there.
Yeah.
It's like it's good to see you, Tiff. When you first got brought on stage, I really thought that like we were somehow simulcasting the ring. But good to see you. You know, I love you. You're my buddy. It's my faction mate. It is great to have you up here.
Oh Lord! All right, guys. Are we ready? Are we ready to get to our main event?
Well, let's. I want to know why Tiff's calling in, and then we can take Alex and her off and focus on the prediction.
First of all, I'd like to say that I was just goofing off calling you guys nerds. I was just goofing.
Sometimes when you're goofing off,
I didn't think it was an insult at all.
Mm-mm.
Well, are you a nerd yourself?
Well, of course.
Yeah, there you go.
I love Tiffany's Southern drawl.
You know what's funny about the whole nerd concept? As a kid growing up, I was into heavy rock music. I read comics and I played video games, and that made me a nerd and all sorts. Now if I say that in my 40s, I'm a dirty old man. It's like you go to these comic cons and everybody's like, what was it? Half the age of you now, and you feel like, nah, this is not for me anymore. But it's so cool now. I mean, I've had any of that when we were younger.
Tiff, was there anything you wanted to comment on the news at all?
Oh yeah, Sean Spears. There is like speculation that he's actually part of a stable on Twitter.
Which stable?
All because Bo Dallas tweeted let him in at the same time he debuted.
Oh,
interesting.
So I don't know. Maybe he came up with the new character for Sean Spears, or it is a stable. We just had to wait and see. I like that Sean Spears is back in NXT. Yes,
he was the one that's
cool
associated with the Three Faces vignettes, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's who was behind it. I was shocked to see who that was him. That was the last person I would have expected.
Let me just say this. I don't mind the faction, but keep this Uncle Howdy guy out of it. I thought that was dumb.
No.
Uncle Howdy can kiss my ass.
No, Uncle Howdy's cool. Howdy's cool.
I've
always wanted to see it. I've always wanted to see Bo Dallas carry on Bray's.
Yeah. I don't mind being part of it, but I don't want to see Uncle Howdy. I want to see Bo Dallas.
I want to see Uncle Howdy and what he does with it.
What do you think, Joe?
I mean, personally, I think you should just let Bo Dallas be Bo Dallas and just let Uncle Howdy and everything just lay as it is, because I don't trust the WWE to do justice to what Bray could do.
Yeah.
I think Bray was a storytelling is very difficult in wrestling. I think that's a bit unfair. Because I just think his creative mind. He was probably more suited to comics and horror movies. Yeah. I'm just gutted that movie's never going to get made now. Yeah. But I think you would have the same challenge anywhere with Bray. He's just so creative that he keeps on evolving and evolving and evolving. And sometimes you need that person to just say no, stop. Sorry to disagree with you, Joe, but I just feel that was both Bray's strength and he's sort of Achilles' heel at the same time as his creativity. It was just an amazing person, but I feel he would have the same challenge anywhere he went. Because if you gave him too much freedom, God knows what would have happened.
Well, there's sometimes Bray would be cutting a promo. I'm like, what are we doing right now? Like, what is he saying?
Yeah, I know.
Freaking cryptic and say what you're gonna say.
That's the excuse. You always say, like, whenever you don't know what somebody's talking about, you're like, oh, he's being so cryptic. Be like, yeah.
All right, guys. All right, guys. We're gonna get ahead with our prediction. Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say that Double A batteries are the greatest tag team of all time. Because when one's weak, the other one kicks in and makes sure that your Game Boy continues to run, so you can finish that run of Tetris. So never forget.
All right, we'll see you next week, Alex, for the Salty Bastards Corner.
See you guys later.
We'll
see you next week for the Salty Bastards Corner.
Hopefully we'll see you tonight after Revolution for the recap show.
Yeah, I hope I get to call in tonight too. I really do. Josh, let me call in.
No spoilers. I've got work in the morning. I can't watch it.
That's true. All right, we'll see you guys later.
Why do y'all think that y'all gonna be able to call in tonight when this pay-per-view ain't gonna end until tomorrow morning?
Bye.
Y'all know AEW pay-per-views don't end till 12/17.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, our garage after dark tonight is going to be intense.
The only person that's gonna still be nighttime for is Canada Dry because he's in like Vancouver.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get to the main event of the evening. Gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. We here at the All Effin' Wrestling Show are prognosticators of prognosticators. We are the Nostradamuses of prediction wrestling. One of them happens to be the king of prediction wrestling.
No, give yourself
yourself.
Thumbs up, baby. Anyways, so before we get started, let's explain the rules. You're allowed to make a prediction of who's going to win, but everybody has one lock of the evening. This is worth 2 points, as opposed to a correct answer of 1 point. So at the end, we'll find out exactly who is going to win. And so we're going to go, we flipped the coin backstage. Well, we didn't flip a coin. We spun a bottle and it landed on a Canada Dry. Canada Dry, you go first. We're going to go with the first match. It is the Bang Bang Boom Boom Scissor Gang. You're taking on a bingo ball plethora of wrestlers. Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, Jay Lethal, Willie Mack, and Private Party. Holy crap. Let's go with Canada Dry first. Canada Dry, who are you taking in the pre-show?
Oh, this is a Dynamite Collision special.
Yeah.
It's not a legit pay-per-view match. This is a pre-show, so this is a win for the Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
Okay, let's go with G Him of Record.
I think that the tragedy of this is going to be like is going to be highlighted one day in the rise and fall of Jay White. Yeah. Specifically the fall of Jay White, because it's like it wasn't that long ago where he was the main event guy. And now it's like he's one of 12. And this is sad. He's going to win the match. Don't get me wrong. Like, that team's going to win. But, gosh, this is like, it hurts to see this.
Yeah.
You have both sets of trios champions and nothing for them to do.
Yep.
This is, I feel sad.
Let me just say this. I hate the trios championships. I hate the 6-man because it relegates you to something like this.
Yeah.
Like keeping the 6-man titles, keeping the trios, it revolves around so many wrestlers being utilized to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
And it's not really doable in such a long-lasting way.
Yeah.
And whatever happened to that storyline where they were basically kicking Jay Lethal out of the planet Lethal Jarrett?
Yeah.
Like,
is he back with them now?
Yeah.
He's in a match with them.
Yeah.
I guess they just kind of like, let's just forget about that.
I mean, it's bingo ball booking. They reach into a bucket, grab a bingo ball, and said, "Hey, Jay Lethal."
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking this is a way to write him off properly from that group.
Yeah,
that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yes. Dang. On a pre-show though, like
it's better than like just a segment on Dynamite though.
Yeah.
Nah, I think a segment on Dynamite would at least have focused on him.
Yeah. All right, so who are you taking, Trey J?
I'm Bang Bang Scissor Gang. I'm also beginning to hate that the more I hear it. But like,
we were so excited about this when it first came out.
Yes, we really were, and it was just like, wow, way to do nothing with it, because like they don't even like mess with the Undisputed Kingdom anymore, and that's what brought them together. I am so confused by all of this. Like,
I feel like Tony Khan is like that kid without Ritalin.
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh wait, something shiny. Oh no. Ooh, look, an airplane. Like he just bounces all over the place.
This is like TNA, like back in the day, like whenever they would get somebody and it was like, oh, we got Christian Cage. We're going to build a company around him until we get Kurt Angle. And then it's like, no one else matters. And then it's like, hey, because it's like, I don't even know. Like Max Caster messed up a rap a couple weeks ago. This
messed it up last.
But that was on purpose, though.
Yeah.
I don't care. This group just got together. They shouldn't be teasing dissension already.
Right.
It's stupid.
Yeah. So, Joe, who are you taking?
Oh yeah, it's got to be the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, but we need to fast forward to the point to where we unify these two trios and 6-man tag teams.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's just get there.
Let's go to our second pre-show match by his own team. I mean, in all honesty, like this is how you're going to build up the breakup. I mean, that's just the way Tony Khan books. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's kind of the way it's headed.
Well, let me say this quickly about Tony Khan's booking. It's either really good, or really bad.
Oh yeah,
there's no middle ground.
There's no middle ground whatsoever.
Yeah. So let's go to our second pre-show match. We were talking about Julia Hart and Sky Blue. They're going to be taking on Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. I'm going to go with Trey J first. Trey J, who are you taking in this one?
I hate this match so much, honestly, because I feel not only because we've done it like to death recently. I mean, this has been like a feud around this whole thing, and like I don't remember the last time. Like I said, Anna Jay was the last TBS title defense, but it's kind of like we've done this match without Stokely. We've done this match with Stokely. Now we're doing it again with Stokely. It's kind of like I'm not really seeing where the value added is anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go off the reservation on this one, and I'm going to say Sky Blue and Julia Hart only because they've literally lost just about every confrontation between the two.
Sounds about right.
They won the last one though.
Yeah,
they did win the last one.
Sky Blue won. Yeah.
I say Sky Blue won. Yeah.
So
in that case, then I changed my star because the flip floppy it's like a pendulum, the pendulum like booking. So I'm going back to Team Stokely.
Okay.
You know, you should go with Team Stokely because you kind of look like him.
Oh man, no, I don't.
You do.
Stokely looks like Donnell Rawlings from Dave Chappelle Show.
Well, that's what you look like. You look like Donnell Rawlings too.
I've actually got hair. Not right now because I did just cut it, but like I normally have hair.
Yeah. Let's go with GM Joe.
I don't know. Like I don't know who's supposed to be the good people here. Like who am I supposed to root for? Because clearly Julia and Sky Blue are heels. But then you have Chris and Willow who are backed by a heel manager. Like, I mean, I guess for the purpose of picking, I'll go with Willow and Chris Statlander, I guess.
Okay. I mean, let's go Canada Dry. Your thoughts, my friend?
I gotta back Chris Statlander because they've had her lose. She lost the last pre-show.
Yeah,
and you can't go from like a really good TBS title run to losing on the pre-show 2 times in a row. So she needs a W.
Okay.
So I'm going with Willow and Stat.
So I think we're both on the same boat. The boat of why is this even a match on a pay-per-view and not like on Dynamite or Rampage or Collision? So I'm going with, of course, Statlander and Willow Nightingale just because, in all honesty, I don't give a rat's ass about this.
But if you're going to look at both matches, I like this match rather than the other one.
I'm bigger on the Bang Bang Scissor Gang because I think they need to start building where they're going to go with it. So
I think 6-man title matches or 12-man matches, what the hell it is ridiculous.
So Alec Haney, Tony is not a good booker at all. Sorry, he has got away with it because certain fans were behind the indie scene at the time. I mean, let's be really honest with you. He's got a group of guys backstage. QT Marshall is back, Christopher Daniels, Jerry Lynn, guys who know about the business. They've been around a lot longer than Tony Khan has. I think he's entrusting them slightly, but with Peppercorn being signed, I think that's going to be a huge get down the line. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but Peppercorn not only just writing for Mercedes Moné, which we know she's coming into Boston, But in all honesty, like I think Tony Khan is not a bad booker. I think he makes bad decisions sometimes. I think he sticks to his guns on where he wants storylines to go.
I was gonna say, I don't think Tony's very good at booking around injuries or when a roadblock comes.
Yeah.
Like he has a clear vision of where he wants to go to, but when this speed bump comes, he doesn't know how to adjust.
Yeah. I agree.
I just want to say that whenever someone mentions this woman Peppercorn,
yeah,
it makes me hungry.
It does.
I'm just like, oh, peppercorn.
I want peppercorn on top of my steak.
I think a peppercorn ranch.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right, so
I feel like Tony Khan is becoming like the Tyler Perry of like wrestling, and the reason why is because very successful billionaire can make a lot of great things happening, but at a point you stretch yourself way too thin because you shouldn't do everything. Whenever you see something written, directed, produced, it's like how much time do you have in a day?
Yeah.
And something's going to, I think, something's gonna lose out, and I think that's what's happening sometimes. It's like you guys are saying that he entrusts these people, but maybe not enough.
Yeah,
like, hey, here's the storyline. Book out this match, produce this segment, but I want these things to happen, and it's kind of like maybe just loosen the reins just a little bit.
Yeah. Peppercorn ranch is delicious. I'm not a big fan of ranch, but I do like peppercorn. Let's go into the main show now. And the first match I'm going to bring up is the All-Star match. We're talking about Chris Jericho, the Ocho, Les Champion. Talking about Wardlow, Hobbs, Archer, Hook, Brian Cage, Magnus, and Dante Martin. I'm going to go with GM Joe first. GM Joe, makes sense of this whole menagerie of just random guys wrestling Wardlow. And who are you taking?
I think this is going to be Wardlow. It feels like that's who they're finally refocusing on.
Yeah.
And they've really done a good job these last couple weeks on Collision with his promos, which I'm very shocked by, to be honest, because I didn't know he had it in him to actually talk as well as he does.
That's because he's finally not acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was real.
So, because I feel like he was going to win the Meat Madness, which I'm assuming is supposed to be a riff off of March Madness since we're in March. So, but I don't think changing the type of match or who's in the match changes who wins. I think it's still Wardlow, especially if we're trying to get the Undisputed Kingdom back on a boil, get them going. It's got to be him.
Yep. Canada Dry, your turn, my friend.
Which match are we on? Sorry, I was getting messages.
The
All-Star Scramble.
The All-Star Scramble. That was a tough one. I think it's got to be Wardlow with the way they're booking and talking to him.
Yeah. Okay. The GM, my GM of Wreckage, a man who's put up with my shenanigans far better than anybody else has.
I love your shenanigans. I love your shenanigans personally. Sometimes I'm like, how do you put up with my shenanigans? I'm like, oh God, I got to throw the number 2 contender in here for your cash in to work. What the hell?
They're just dropping like flies, Joe. I have no problem with that. I'll just take an easy W over anything else.
Heck yeah. That almost happened actually. Then Joe told me not to.
Yeah.
I blame him. But so at first like Magnus.
Time out. Look, I only said that because there was enough chaos in AFW. I didn't want to add to it. Okay.
Yeah, whatever you say, champ.
Wow. Hey, I've successfully defended twice, which is 200% more than every other world title reign I've had in AFW.
Exactly. Like I'm trying to tell you, like under my guidance, like you thrive.
Well, yeah.
You thrived. Rich has actually held a title longer than a week. I mean, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, when I first heard of this match, I was like, how the hell did they get Nick Aldis out of his WWE contract? Because that's who I thought Magnus was. Because I had no idea. I was like, yo, if they got this man out of this contract, he's definitely gonna win. And then I was like, no, that's a CMLL.
Who the hell is Magnus?
I think he's a CMLL guy who basically ensured that Pentagon wasn't going to be on Revolution.
Yeah.
But, this is definitely Wardlow's time. I mean, the Undisputed Kingdom has had way too much start and stops. So if they don't win like, and I mean like as a sweep, this entire pay-per-view, we're gonna have some real issues going forward as far as legitimacy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, isn't it great that Adam Cole left WWE because they were going to make him a manager, and now look at him, he's come so far.
Yeah, now he's a manager.
It's because he shattered his ankle. Come on now.
Yeah, well, let's be really honest, okay? Who told him to be a jackass and jump off the ramp?
Yeah, that's a high ramp, man.
Well, they shouldn't have made the ramp that high to begin with. That's a production issue.
Well, you need help for the old guys like Jericho so they can gain momentum to slide into the ring. If they get that forward momentum, you can jump into the ring.
Yeah, they don't get those like those little mini rings from like WrestleMania 4.
Yes.
Oh yeah, those are so cool.
Yes, they are actually.
Shane, who you got in this match?
This is the whole reason why I wanted to call in. Yeah, I mean, I'm agreeing with the majority here. It's got to be Wardlow, and I'm thinking it's going to set up the whole him winning the world title. Like, this is the opportunity he gets to cash in against whoever remains champ tonight.
Yeah.
We'll save that for you guys later to talk about. But yeah, so I think this is going to be the build-up for Wardlow to get the title shot, and then the eventual screw job for him to win the title to set up the whole Adam Cole versus Wardlow.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, maybe they could shock us all and Wardlow does just hand over the title to Adam Cole like a little lackey. We'll see there.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going with the same thing. It's Wardlow. There's no reason, but I mean, here's the thing. The JMP has bitched and complained that no, they won't put real wrestlers against Wardlow. And now we have like half the roster is going up against Wardlow. I mean, you can call it an all-star scramble. It's basically a 7-on-1 against Wardlow.
It is literally Wardlow's world right now.
How is this actually working? So is this like a pinfall? Is it a battle royal? Like, that's also what I've been confused. Either way, I see Wardlow winning this all-star match, whatever the rules are. But
I don't think there are rules. I don't know what's going on. Like, they haven't explained this at all. Same with Meat Madness. They just said, hey, we're going to have Meat Madness, but like half the meat is spoiled and injured.
Spoiled meat. Love it. Every time I think of scramble matches, though, I always think about like the championship scrambles where it's like the last pin somehow wins it or whatever.
Yeah, like they had back in WrestleMania way back.
Yeah. Also, Shane, I would like a pillow made of your voice.
Oh my God.
All right, let's go to our next match. We're gonna talk
guys, thanks a lot. I'll might call back in later. Too sweet, guys. Thanks.
All right, we're gonna go against. We have FTR, and we're taking on the Blackpool Combat Club of Moxley and Claudio. I'm gonna go with Canada Dry. Canada Dry, who you taking in this match?
Oh, I feel that FTR, they need this win because they've been taking a bit of a beating lately. They haven't gotten the wins to keep their stardom up. I think they need the win on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Dre J.
I'm gonna go with FTR too. I'm not gonna say they haven't been getting the wins because they've been doing. They were pretty successful in the House of Black situation, but losing Dynamite, especially like the 6-man, and then the no contest where they like just get the big rig just a second too late. It was just, I feel like this is for them. Like, I mean, Claudio and Moxley need to get back into the singles.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that Claudio's kind of terrible.
Oh yeah.
Claudio's pay-per-view record is god awful. So
let's go to GM Joe.
Yeah, I think this is FTR's match to win, but I think it's their match to win for a totally different reason, which we will talk about later.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say because it was in North Carolina and, like, they got to make sure that Cash is a winner before he goes to jail.
I mean, it's FTR, and the reason why is because it's going to – FTR doesn't have the Briscoes to war with anymore.
Mm-mm.
They got the Young Bucks. And that's exactly why I'm saying, woo! Yeah, FTR for the win. That is my pick. And No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna save my lock. I was gonna use it for this match, but I'm gonna save it.
Oh, I forgot about the lock thing.
Yeah, don't forget you got locks.
There's so many so many matches on this card that could go either way. I don't know where I'm going to use my lock at.
Well, maybe you'll use it on this next match because we're going to be talking about my father, Christian Cage.
Wait. He's your dad too?
He's my dad. Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa, that makes us brothers.
Oh, we're brothers?
Wow.
Whoa.
Is anyone else related to Christian Cage? You too. You're related.
We got fireworks.
This whole thing.
So we got Christian.
JJ, are you related to Christian Cage?
I am not, unfortunately.
He's not your dad.
No.
Okay.
I'm a product of Swerve's house.
You know what? I see it. I see the resemblance.
See on Collision last night that they kayfabe made Christian Cage and Brian Cage.
Yeah.
Cousins. We're kayfabe cousins.
Hey, if the Andersons can do it, so can the Cages, okay?
Yeah.
Wait, the Andersons weren't related?
No,
Ole and Arn were just kayfabe family.
Yeah.
They weren't.
And Gene and Ole were the ones that were related, but apparently that's not true either.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's no Anders.
No, it's just a kayfabe family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an Anderson family.
Yeah, the Anderson curse, right?
Yeah, it's Brad Anderson and
but it's not this set of Anderson.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go with Christian Cage. He's going to be taking on the dancing machine. He's known as Daniel Garcia. Let's go with Trey J Styles. Trey J, you're first.
It's so hard for me to pick against Daniel Garcia. I have to because I really want to see him win this one. Yeah. But I just feel like there were just a lot of factors that go against that right now.
Yeah.
He's kind of an also ran in the never-ending Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland story. Yeah. And in all honesty, I kind of wish that Adam Copeland would come back as a heel in this match. But there's just a lot of reasons why I don't see Daniel Garcia and Matt Menard being able to overcome the patriarchy.
I don't see it either. GM Joe, your thoughts?
I have thought long and hard about this, and there's in my brain so many ways this can go. Yeah. I'm going to go out on the limb and say Daniel Garcia wins. They've said for months they have big plans for Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
What better than to have him be the hottest heel in the company right now?
Yeah.
And you could still have Edge come back. You can have Edge be the one to cost him. And now Edge can or Adam Copeland can just be like, look, this isn't even about a title no more. I just want to beat respect out of you.
Yeah. All right.
Of course, Alex says Copeland is the traitor.
No. He said Copeland the trailer.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Oh, I think he misspelled that. So if you want to type that again, Alex, we need to.
He wants to introduce a movie?
Yeah, he wants to introduce a movie.
That's how he debuted. He's going to debut that car movie.
There you go.
Where you going with Canada Dry?
What's his Bebe gimmick?
I have no.
Oh yeah, Bebe. I think he still does it.
He's always going to do that.
It's let me say I agree with EVP Joe.
Yeah,
that Garcia will win, but I think it's a terrible decision.
Okay, why is it a terrible decision?
I don't think Garcia is ready.
Okay.
I think this is going to be a lot like a Sammy Guevara title reign. And I don't want it to be, but I have a feeling it's going to turn out like that.
Yeah.
You know, it may be a terrible idea, but the only way to find out is to actually do it. And you know what? And if it doesn't work, you could always bring Copeland back as a heel to take the title and still join the patriarchy.
Yeah.
So there's just so many options that they have to do with this story.
Yeah. Here's my view on this whole situation. There's no way to determine or to figure out whether or not Garcia is ready for the next step unless you give him a belt. And I don't think the international title is the right belt to put on him right away. But the TNT is because I consider it to be the third belt. I don't consider it to be the World Championship, which is number one, and the International, which is number two. I'm going to say, in all honesty, you want to test Garcia as the future of this business and the future of your promotion. Put a belt on him.
Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me?
I agree. I don't think he's ready for the main event shine, but what better way to find out how it looks than
it is a tester belt. So like if he can't pull it off, you're going right back down the card. So time to put up or shut up, right?
That's it. The only way to find out if you're ready for the shine is put the belt on him. So let's go to our next.
I feel like he's going to be the one to take it off of Kingston because Kingston has established like the Continental title as like this respect belt. And I feel like Garcia is the guy that's going to take it like that next level past.
Yeah, I don't think they will put it on him there, but I think you're right. I think that's a better belt for him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
I look at the fact that like if they were so sure about him, they should have had him beat Copeland.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's better than Alex Haney in the comments?
Oh my God! All I gotta say is this:
he's the zingers he's got. Like, he's the saltiest bastard around. Yeah. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, exactly.
But of course, we're gonna have to make Alex a little thing like that for his salty bastards corner.
Oh yeah, it's already in the works as we speak. So let's go to our sixth match. It's going to be Orange Cassidy. He's going to be taking on the Messiah of the Backbreaker, the Maniac. Adam! We're talking about Roderick Strong with, by the way, has a butter mustache.
Before we comment on this, I have to comment on Trey J switching to Michael Smith's picture every once in a while. What's going on there? Please explain.
I just enjoy it. No, actually, it's like my kids are home and like, not to get too personal, my daughter's been going through like some medical stuff, and I think we've talked about that behind the scenes. So today she's been on this. She has a heart monitor because we got to make sure there's no like permanent damage from like the steroids she's had to take.
Yeah.
So so when it beeps, I have to go check on it. So just to make sure everything's like good.
Well, I hope your daughter's doing good.
Yeah. Prayers to your daughter. What's your daughter's name?
Breezy.
Breezy. Prayers to you.
So
there's two.
But that's why
but you put Michael Smith's picture up instead of your own.
Right, because it just I never changed it from the anonymous GM days. So it's just like the first time I put it on pause to go check, I was like, oh yeah, that's Michael Smith. Like
I didn't clue out who it was at first. I'm like, who the hell is this? This is a white guy.
It's just a crazy white guy who lives next door to Trey J. We took a picture of him.
Exactly.
So
I wish I lived next door to Michael Smith.
Yeah, let's go with Trey J Styles, the GM of Wreckage. What is your pick for Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong?
I think that Orange Cassidy's orange luck comes to an orange end at the hands of Roderick Strong.
Yep.
Roderick Strong has honestly done this to a perfection. He's pretty much the main guy who's kept like the Undisputed Kingdom afloat, even when it came down to like the lead up going into it. He's been the strongest character throughout all of this. I think Roderick Strong deserves this.
Yeah.
And I think that Orange Cassidy has nothing to be ashamed of because he's been defending against everybody. I mean, he went to like a Rev Pro show or something and like defended it just randomly against 8 people who were about to fight anyway.
Yeah.
I think that like Orange Cassidy, at some point, you have to start treating him as a main event talent and not a share the main event with Pac type of main event guy. As in, let's see what this dude can really do. Like Samoa Joe versus Orange Cassidy might be like a complete washout, but we deserve to see it. And I would love to see Orange Cassidy versus Swerve or Orange Cassidy versus any of the guys who could win the title. Orange Cassidy versus Wardlow would be even acceptable.
That'd be an amazing match. Let's go to EVP Joe.
If Roderick Strong doesn't win here, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like this has to be Roderick Strong. Matter of fact, I believe in this so much. This is my lock of the night.
Lock of the night for Joe.
I'm going with Roderick Strong over Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy has done all he can do with this title.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, let's not forget, guys, to do your lock of the night.
Yeah. But I think I'm more curious as to how this match ends because they've really been teasing this Trent heel turn.
Yeah.
And I think we might see it tonight, and that might be part of the reason why Orange Cassidy loses.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be all right with that. All right. Let's go Canada Dry. Your pick, my friend.
That bastard EVP Joe stole my lock of the night, so I gotta put it somewhere else. So my thoughts of this is that Tony Khan, he's booking to build up the Undisputed Kingdom.
Yeah.
You got Wardlow winning the scramble. You got Roderick Strong winning this, and they already have the Ring of Honor tag team title. So them having all the gold builds it up.
Yeah.
And they need to be booked strong. So Roderick Strong to win this makes sense to me.
All right. But, I want to talk privately to Tony Khan. Tony, you have a person in our chat room, a believer in the power of the Khan. And that man, it goes by the name of Alec Haney. Says you can't book. The way you prove it is by listening to us and putting Roderick Strong over. Roderick Strong's got to win. You can't make a great faction like the Undisputed Kingdom and then you're just kind of like, hey, I'm going to bend you over and boop. No, it doesn't work that way. I'm picking Roderick Strong. If for some reason he doesn't win and Orange Cassidy takes it, we're going to riot. I'm going to burn Greensboro down to the ground. Not just the arena, the whole town down to the ground. All right, let's go to Will Ospreay. He's going to be taking on Takeshita. Let's go with GM Joe first.
This has to be Will Ospreay. It's his first match full time.
Yeah.
They're building. It seems like they're trying to make him this gigantic incoming hero. Like you can't have him lose to Takeshita. Sorry, if they have been handling Takeshita better since his back-to-back wins over Kenny Omega, maybe there'd be an argument for it.
Yeah.
But this has to be Will Ospreay.
Okay. Oh, Canada Dry.
Oh, Canada. Which match are we talking about here?
Takeshita and Ospreay.
Ospreay wins, hands down. This is his way to really rise up and take that mantle. Takeshita can take the loss, and that's absolutely fine.
Yep, absolutely. All right, JJ, who are you picking, brother? I'm
also with the group. I'm an Ospreay guy. Like even in my kayfabe world, like the Stormbreaker's like my finisher. Like Ospreay is beyond amazing. Takeshita has picked up a huge win against Jericho, making him tap to his own move. There's nothing that beating Will Ospreay does like for him that would be beneficial in the long run. So you can't bring the guy in, put him against like basically the best competition you can, given the state of the roster right now, and not have him win.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in all honesty, what would be very surprising is that he wins and then there is no like major turn by the Don Callis family or anything.
Yeah.
I think this could be possibly the match of the night. This is a show stealer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. These guys are amazing. Like Will Ospreay made Lance Archer look good in the match. So I mean,
if you could do that,
And this was a couple years ago before AEW was a thing. Like this was like in the G1.
Yeah.
All the Canadians are going to lose tonight.
I mean, that's what it looks like.
It looks like it. It's possible.
Yeah. Listen, this is my lock of the night. You got to give it to Will Ospreay. Nothing against Takeshita, but let's be honest with you. He can float it, but you need to distance Will Ospreay from the Don Callis family, and this is how you do it.
Yeah.
You do it with maybe a shenanigan or two, but for the most part, I think Will Ospreay wins clean. That's my lock of the night, by the way. Let's go to our next match. And hopefully he will learn how to wrestle in this month off. Oh.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Match number 8, the Bum, Eddie Kingston, the greatest wrestler in wrestling today, Bryan Danielson. Let's go with Canada Dry first. Who are you taking in this for the it's for the Continental belt, or is it for all 3 belts?
For all 3.
Okay.
It's for the crown.
The crown, the Continental crown. Canada Dry, who are you taking, brother?
Oh my goodness. If I'm afraid that Eddie Kingston wins.
Yeah.
I'm really afraid of that because
yeah,
I don't like Eddie Kingston. I've been very vocal about that.
Oh, yeah, you have.
Right there with you.
Bryan Danielson needs this. He needs the title in AEW. He needs that shine. So I almost want to riot if he doesn't win, but I won't. So it's an empty bluff. So yeah, Bryan Danielson for the win.
Okay, JJ, who are you going with?
Well, it was funny. You made a statement earlier. You said the best wrestler in the world today. And I don't know if it's like the Boston accent, but somehow you mispronounce Zack Sabre Jr. But I mean, it's kind of your thing. It's okay, to each his own. But I got to go with Eddie Kingston on this as my lock of the night because Eddie Kingston. I can't have Eddie Kingston tap out. You could have just pinned him, but he tapped out on Dynamite. Kind of makes him the double underdog on this one, I think.
Yeah, I know. I didn't like that. I was like, oh no, that means Eddie Kingston's going over.
Exactly what it means. Yeah. And to make matters worse, it's like how long are we gonna keep on with this whole Eddie Kingston ain't getting respect thing? I'm like, he started off when he had the TNT match with Cody, as in oh, nobody respects me, da da da. He's been through every feud with don't nobody respect me, da 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 da. And it's just okay, man, at what point do we get
fingers crossed?
At some point you just got to live with it. I mean, you can't just keep. But
I agree with Alex Haney on this one.
Oh, good Lord.
He's a great wrestler, but charisma wise, he's like
yeah, it's bad when Gabe Kidd is more entertaining than you are. As far as personality wise, but yeah, I gotta go with it. Eddie Kingston, lock of the night.
All right, let's go with the EVP.
Yeah, I got to deal with Eddie Kingston winning. I hate him. I can't stand this character. I hate him. He is the biggest crybaby in AEW, and he has nothing to cry about except that he sucks at half his promos he does anymore.
Yeah,
everyone says he's a great promo, and Bryan Danielson the other week was just preaching, and he was speaking from my heart when he was talking about how he's just oh, there's a boom mic in my way or this or that. Man, I cannot wait until he leaves.
Canada Dry, more like Canada Cry.
I gotta go with Joe on this one too. Eddie Kingston's promos have been beyond awful lately.
Yeah. So you're going with Kingston, Joe?
Unfortunately, we're here to make these guys some money betting, so I can't give them.
But you know what's also funny though? It's do y'all ever feel when Joe had to when Joe so reluctantly had to pick Kingston, it was kind of when you're 8 years old and your parents have made you upset and you cry, and it's just I just wish someone would hit him with a car.
I remember being a kid and not being able to talk properly, and I was like, "Why is this happening?" I was just too upset. You can't breathe.
Yeah, you can't get the words out. But that's how I felt Joe saying Eddie Kingston's gonna win. It's just I hope the real
just the disgust
happens to him.
Just the disgust on his face right now is.
This is the one match I hope I pick wrong. Okay,
saying Eddie Kingston is gonna win made Joe's hair bad for a minute.
Yeah.
And that's impossible. That was I thought that was impossible.
But I also agree with what Canada Dry says. How many times is AEW going to make Danielson lose a big title match, because eventually it's not going to mean anything to beat Danielson if they keep doing this.
But they're giving him the John Cena treatment.
Like in a lot of ways, Danielson has become jobber to the stars, even though he's a great wrestler, and it's his own doing. He basically he Cody Rhodes himself without the match.
Yeah.
Remember how he had that thing where I don't want to win titles in AEW. I don't want to win a title in AEW.
Yeah.
He's had plenty
well,
of
then he shouldn't be putting in title matches then.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm at with it too. I agree.
I'll say this. I'm going to make my pick. My pick's going to be Bryan Danielson. Here's the reason why. I got excited. I love Eddie Kingston. I love the underdog. I love the guy who doesn't.
He's not the underdog, though.
He kind of, here's the thing. When he was in the Continental Classic, he was the underdog. And I thought with him winning and retaining his 2 original belts plus the Continental, that they were going to do something with Eddie Kingston. They haven't done squat. They haven't done shit. They basically have let it flounder. And I think with Bryan Danielson taking on a former All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown winner last week, it is a sign that they're getting ready to give him the Triple Crown. Whether he hangs on to it for long is regardless.
I hope you're right, JFD.
I think that they're going to give
last comment, please.
Hey, Trey, you're better than me, and you know it.
Well, I'm better than Canada Cry. If we ever find out who that is, then definitely. But can you post Shane's last comment?
Which one?
Should be right before Cade's. It's like 2 before Haney's. Eddie King stole my Haribo.
There we go.
I just want to know what in crack is. Like, cause that can mean so many things. Like,
imagine just being in a vat of crack.
Yes.
Call it a crevasse.
Or in a crevasse, right? It's like, man, he's like, that man just fell in a sinkhole.
Let's go to our 9th match. We're going to be talking about the timeless Toni Storm. She'll be taking on Deonna Purrazzo. Let's go with who went first last time? GM Joe?
Yeah, it's Trey's got to go first.
Yeah, let's go first, GM Joe.
For me, this is a tough one to pick because I could see it going either way. But I think I'm going to go with a Toni Storm retention.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really have a good reason either way. Yeah.
Maybe he meant in a butt crack.
I'd just flip a coin, heads Tony, tails Deonna. I mean,
I don't blame you. Canada.
Hey,
Canada.
Taylor.
Hey, it's Tiffy time.
Tiffy time.
Maybe you go with the Tiffy time gimmick instead of Lunatiff. I don't know.
No, I'm not preppy like that. Sorry.
Yeah. But just so y'all know, Tiffy has been blonde before. So.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
I got to see those blonde pictures later.
She outed herself last night in the group chat.
Yeah. Okay, you got to show me later.
Okay.
All right, who do you got in this one?
Honestly, I still want Toni to retain her title because it seems like every time she gets a title, it's always ripped away. They put it on what's her face the last time?
You talking about Jamie Hayter?
No.
Sheeta.
Yeah, didn't she lose to Sheeta?
I thought that Saraya lost to Sheeta.
After a short period of time of being champion, and I'm like, why is she losing? And now they want to jerk it off over after 3 months or 4 months or how long it's been. It hasn't been too long. Toni needs to retain this.
Okay.
I also support that assessment. Here's the thing. Wrestling is always going to be about your characters. And right now, Toni Storm has a compelling character.
Yeah.
We want to see the whole Mariah May thing play out. We want to see like Luther, because Luther is awesome in this Butler role.
Yep.
Yeah.
Toni is great in this role. Toni Storm got a tattoo on top of another tattoo for this purpose. That is dedication.
Yeah.
And there's so much other stuff that Deonna should do. Like I've never really been big on people getting like a title on their first major feud in a company, because it's like, well, where do you go from there?
Yeah.
Like Deanna did that when she walked in TNA, and TNA is known for doing that. Like if you're the new shiny thing in TNA, you're getting the belt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
here, AEW's definitely gone away from that, especially like during the Moxley run. Every new toy got beat.
Yeah.
So I hope that they continue it on with the women.
Yeah. GM Joe, your
So
thoughts?
who did you pick there, Byron?
Oh, I picked Tony Storm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I already
You
gave
know,
my thoughts. I was first, so it's.
Oh yeah, Canada Dry. Who you going with?
I'm going with Tony Storm because I think you got a nice new shiny toy in Deanna Purrazzo, but you just don't put on a belt on someone just because they're new.
Yeah,
and also
Yeah.
there's a more shiny toy coming in about.
Yes, that was my next point. Is yes, Mercedes Moné is coming in.
Okay,
and you
So-
gotta.
No, go ahead.
Go with that with
Yeah.
your next title change.
and there's
I'm
rumors
going,
about Jamie Hayter coming back too. So I mean, you're about to.
Yeah, I wonder if she comes back tonight and
Yeah.
plays the role.
I don't think so, but I bet you Britt does.
But you guys know this. You guys know, like, if you remember, Deanna Purrazzo's first match in AEW, she lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she lost the ROH title
Yeah.
to Mercedes Martinez.
Yep.
And now we're on the verge of another Mercedes coming in. So, just saying.
Are you saying Mercedes is her kryptonite?
Yes, she's a Lexus girl.
Why you should drive BMWs. Anyways, you know what I'm going to go with? I'm going to go with Tony Storm because wrestling is about putting butts in seats.
Yep.
And making money.
Yeah.
They're a for-profit organization. AEW is. Who's more compelling?
Yep.
Tony Storm versus Deanna Purrazzo with Purrazzo winning, or is it Tony Storm as the champ retaining and then taking on Mercedes Moné?
Yep.
And her triumphant arrival to AEW, and that's why I think timeless Tony Storm. And don't get me wrong, I love Deanna Purrazzo. I'm a huge Purrazzo fan.
Yep.
I've loved her since she broke on the scene. Great wrestler.
Phenomenal. I love her too.
I don't know if you guys know about this, but in my Kung Fu Panda 4,
yeah,
like my pretend egg noodle bowl here, I actually
thought it was for popcorn.
No, it's not for popcorn. It's actually for. I have Deanna Purrazzo's bath water in here.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, there is no Canadian ingredients in this. It's all New Jersey top Pasqua tank.
So you're saying it's toxic?
There you go. Absolutely.
Let's go to our 10th match. This is for the World's Heavyweight Championship. It is Samoa Joe. It is Hangman Page. It is Swerve Strickland. I'm going to go with Tiff first because it's Tiffy time. I want to know what Tiff has.
It's Tiffy time.
Tiffy time.
I don't see Joe losing this title or this early in the game either. I got to go with Joe.
Okay. So who eats the pin?
I got to go with Heyman.
Yeah. That makes sense. She's smart. She's smart like that, right there.
I like the way she thinks.
Let's go with Canada Dry. Canada Dry.
Thank you.
I would love for Swerve to win this.
Yeah.
But it's not his time.
Yeah.
Because the spotlight is on Sting, and he doesn't need to share the spotlight.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Joe, and there's going to be some way that Hangman costs him the victory in some way. I don't know how, but I believe Swerve will win the championship, but it's not tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's go to Trey J.
Yep, I'm fully on board with what Luna said. This is Joe's second defense.
Yep.
You did a lot of work to get Joe here.
Yeah.
And so it's important. I do think that, Joe may actually lose this title to Swerve, just not tonight.
Yeah.
my ideal path is that Wardlow's going to win tonight. He gets the guaranteed world title shot, and there's dissension built about whether Wardlow's going to give Adam Cole the belt. Adam Cole ends up costing Wardlow the win, giving Joe another victory, and then it's like your big match for like your London pay-per-view ends up being Swerve versus Joe.
Yeah.
And then Swerve wins it in front of 70,000 people. Like, I think that is huge.
Yeah.
Like, you're giving that man the proper spotlight for a match of this caliber. So
I don't want to wait that long for him to have the title. I think he should win it at Double or Nothing.
I don't think
too soon.
I think the more you stretch it out and kind of make him chase this title,
yeah,
the bigger he gets.
Yeah. Swerve is on an upward trajectory. He hasn't reached his peak.
No, he's not quite on MJF level right now, but he could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
let's go with
I didn't get to give my thoughts yet.
Yeah, that's what I was going with.
Okay.
Yeah, you're next.
Yep. So
he got antsy about this one.
No,
Like, hold on.
I heard something that I really want to see happen. So I'm going with Joe to win.
Okay.
But I wanted the end of the match to be a frame where Joe has Hangman Page in the Coquina clutch.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have the camera zoom in on Page, who's smiling as he taps out, knowing he's screwing Swerve over one more time.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. That's good thinking. Listen, here's the deal. I hate transitional championships.
Yeah.
I hate them when they're about 2 months long. Joe is not a transitional champion. Joe is a champion you can count on, a champion you can support. Put on your back and ride him till the sun goes down. I'm picking Joe, and I don't like the three-way dance idea because to me it's utter bullshit. You're sacrificing either the champion or you're sacrificing your two number one contenders. It doesn't make sense.
I'm curious, JFB. What did you think of Hangman's promo last night? Did you see it?
I liked it. I just watched it before we
got shocking to me. I thought you were going to down it.
I liked it. In all honesty, he's much better as the crazy Looney Tunes Hangman Page than he is of the old drinky like, hey, look at me.
Yeah, he's better. He's better. And listen, it's an easier gimmick to do.
Yeah, it is.
Because you're free reign.
really
Being likable is hard.
Right now.
And being a drunk, no one likes a drunk.
But I think
really quickly, Joe, can you PM me?
Me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, I think the problem is that you can't take the shine away from Joe at all. He is your champion. Give him some girth. Hangman Page eats the pin or the submission. I like Joe's idea. I think the Coquina clutch and him smiling, knowing that he screwed Strickland, is beautiful. That's poetry right there. That's beautiful poetry right there. In return, yeah, I mean, it sets up Strickland, and I like to see Strickland at All In. I want to see Strickland win in front of 70. I've been saying this since we started beginning to talk about Swerve as a champ. I said All In was where it's going to happen.
Really quickly, Tiff, I'm going to remove you because I want to bring back in Alex Haney. So we'll see.
Okay. Okay.
So, like the only thing that gives me pause for concern for him winning there is, what if they want Will Ospreay to win there?
And Will Ospreay is so far beyond just, hey, he's a regional favorite in England. Like, he's beyond that. This guy's
the thing about Ospreay is
he's not even like it. Don't even go there, JFB. He's not even. Yeah. Nobody knows who Will Ospreay is apart from you.
Listen, you have. I'll get your thoughts on this in a second, Alex. But I want to say that you don't need to worry about winning a championship for Ospreay this year because you have All In every year at Wembley, so you can do it any year. What is this?
It's emoji, Trey.
Trisha got murdered.
Well, what did you want to say, Alex?
Well, first off, I just wanted to say that it was Swerve winning it all in's not happening, because I'll make sure it doesn't happen.
I don't know why you don't like Swerve.
Right? I don't like Swerve. I think he's overrated. Right? I don't get it. Right? I will find a fire alarm and set it off if that man is in the main event at Wembley.
Guys, look,
you know, I would love for you to do that, because that's you would know it's you.
look, can I say something real quick?
It's so funny to hear a guy with that accent say those words.
I'm gonna burn that to the ground.
It's like
I'm going to kill him at all. I'm going to kill him.
It's like, do you know what we used to do to you guys? Like, whoa, this is a turn.
We all know. Look, we all know Alex doesn't mean half the stuff he says. We have on record that he said the Bucks are good people.
Yeah,
we do.
We have it on
They're
video.
not recording.
Yeah. Counter that, Mr. Hayes.
Well, I'll just need to get one of the Chris Jericho NDAs signed. Then he's sort of like. Leave that under the table. I don't know such a moment.
All right, Haney, hang on, because you're gonna pick for the main event most likely.
But who are you picking for the Samoa Joe versus the world title?
No, I think what was it, Joe win? I think what was it? The fact that this is not going to be, if this is the main event, actual main event, then I can see a title change. But I don't see this as the main event. I see Sting as the main event. So
no, they've already said Sting. The Sting is the main event.
Okay, so I'm just curious.
Superman?
My phone's ringing. So I get my Superman ringtone. I'm just curious. Someone banned Chaos, and it wasn't me. It wasn't Joe. Who banned him? You did? Okay.
I figured.
Yeah, you had enough.
Yeah,
I was getting ready to do it when I saw you do it. So
it's ridiculous. You know, hey, listen, if you're going to come on the show and watch us and interact with us, that's great. But promoting and being just a general pain in the ass is no good. I get it. You want to live your
Haney is enough of a pain in the ass, okay?
Yeah, but you know when it comes down to it, he's on our side. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying we don't need two Haneys in the chat, is all I'm saying.
Well, no. You got when you got Haney, you know that he's a lovable, salty son of a bitch.
Yeah.
To be fair, I put Kieran in their place by telling them that Eva Marie was the greatest women wrestler of all time.
Yeah, I know that wasn't true. You don't actually think
that's
that.
ban worthy, Alex. I'm just going to say.
And you're out of here. So let's go to the main event. We're going to talk about Sting and Darby Allin in a Texas tornado match versus the Young Bucks.
Is it in Texas?
It is not in Texas, bro.
What was it? Jim Cornette would call that lazy booking.
So let's go with Canada Dry first. Canada Dry, who are you taking in this match? And my question to you is, will it be a cinematic match or will it be an actual physical, real match?
I think it's going to be a real physical match.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get. I think we're going to get an honored tradition of going out on your back.
Yeah.
I think Sting wouldn't have it any other way. And also, you have the titles then being forfeited, which you don't need that.
Yeah.
So, but I don't see like the Young Bucks getting to celebrate. I think something's going to happen where like everyone's able to Sting's able to stand tall at the end. And I don't know what it's going to be, but maybe someone is coming in to help him. But I don't know who.
Lex is coming in down the ramp in the wheelchair.
Sit down. With the baseball bat.
Right.
Can Lex even walk down the ramp? Is the
question. No, he have a wheelchair. If we see a special ramp to the ring tonight, we'll know it's Lex.
They're gonna push him down the ramp. There's gonna be a little jump. He's gonna hit it, soar to the ring like a fine squirrel, and he's gonna tackle the Young Bucks, and Sting's gonna retain.
He's
not gonna tackle the Young Bucks. He's gonna hit him with that metal forearm.
You have like what you have like one of the lifts at the ring. It just goes, and they just wait and they wait and they wait.
Haney, who you picking in this match, my friend?
Well, I'm going to go for the Bucks to win this because it doesn't make any sense. Anything else? Why would you want like? First off, you basically you diminish the whole point of the tag teams because they never lost it because they would have to forfeit it afterwards.
Yeah.
Called so. It just throws the credibility out there, and then you'd end up with another bloody tournament, the Sting Memorial Tag Team Championship Tournament, or whatever it would be called. Yeah, so I do think something's going to happen. Where did one question? Where did the question of cinematic come from? Is that something that's been rumored? Because I've not read that.
Yeah, I haven't read that either. Other than just in
I put it on the forum because like the last really big.
Oh yeah,
Sting's very first match at Revolution was a cinematic, so I was like, you go out the way you came.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you're tying in with the leak. Okay, sorry, my fault. I left there under it was I can't talk about it. There's an NDA being signed. Anyways,
he did sign the NDA.
Definitely got to sign the NDA.
Let's go with Trey J. Trey J, who you taking, my friend?
I'm going. I racked my brain on this because I really did think Sting was gonna go out on his back, but I can't see a way that works. You attack the man's family. I mean, granted, the drop from the rafters almost made me go Young Bucks, but I got to go with Sting and Darby. For one, Tony Khan loves tournaments and hasn't had like a tag team one in ages.
Yeah,
and of course, this is sometimes AEW does become American New Japan, so.
Yeah.
Japan has had like 3 tournaments since the last time AEW's had one.
Yep.
But I also think that like keeping Sting's like streak intact is a great way to go out, especially given the fact that like a lot of his WWE run was so basically botched.
Yeah.
Darby Allin finding another partner to replace Sting would be an interesting thought because it's like, okay, Darby's got to stand on his own, and that gives a very compelling story on its own.
Yeah,
and you know what you could do? You could have his new tag team partner be the save.
Yeah, because you also have Adam Copeland, who has some connection with Darby Allin now, and it's a lot you can do to not have the Bucks be champion.
Yeah.
I think Darby turns on Sting tonight. I don't think this is the last match we'll see of Sting.
Oh, interesting.
I think the big rumor last year was that Sting was going to face Darby in his last match, and I think I think that could happen. And the way they'll get around it is by saying it's a non-sanctioned wrestling match.
Yeah,
because that's the sort of thing Tony Khan would do. Not to diminish a nice send-off or anything. But what was it? Darby's going to wait to climb a mountain soon as well. Are we? What was it? Sort of like like Monroe as we call them. Scotland.
Yeah.
Are we John? So what was it? He's either got to be taken out tonight or be involved in something that sort of keeps the story going. And it's just, I mean, everybody in the WWE, they've got the Cody's got the whole thing about like finishing the story. But was it Dusty always had a phrase in wrestling, and that was the story's never finished. You never finish the story, it goes on without you. So, and I think Sting's such a traditionalist that he will want to go out on his back, So I think so too. With a big angle,
All right, guys, we are running a little late here. We're almost at an hour 40.
Yeah, well, let's get Joe in first.
I was like, you're not going to let me talk about Sting?
No, you're good. No, just kidding.
What's the over-under that we get the, like, I'm sorry, I love you parody in this match?
Oh, it's coming.
It's got to be, right? Super Kick City.
Yeah.
I mean, just like to say that the Bucks will probably try and trump that rafter thing tonight somehow. I don't know how, but they don't like to be outshone, shall we say. So I think we'll see two big entrances, Did you see the package, the voicemail package that was posted?
Not yet.
Oh, you need to watch that, and it's got like people like talking about Sting. You know, it's really cool. Anyways, I'll shut up.
All right, let's go with Joe. Joe, your thoughts?
Oh yeah, the Bucks are winning tonight. Like
Yeah.
Sting is old school of old school. He definitely honors the sport of wrestling.
Yeah,
like I said, his what's his name is going off to climb a mountain. Like, and Sting has been doing interviews saying it's all right to lose as long as it's the right time and right way. And Sting hasn't lost a match in AEW. Him and Darby are undefeated as a tag team. Yeah. What better way to continue this dickhead heel Young Bucks than for them to end the streak, send Sting out on his back, and take their titles?
Yep.
Joe, do you think that we'll see confetti tonight for Sting?
No. Don't think so.
Here's my prediction. I want you all to come a little closer, put your ears up to the speakers. Tony Khan, if you're listening, if you do this, you owe me money. Sting loses. So it is the Young Bucks, but he loses at the hands of Darby Allin. Darby Allin is going to cost Sting his shot. And so that leaves the door open, if Sting wants to, of a mentor-mentoree match at possibly All In. Give Sting some distance, some time where he's not on TV. You're building up to All In. Here comes all of a sudden these cryptic messages. Next thing you know, it's Darby Allin. And Sting is going to take on Darby Allin for one last go at All In. That's my prediction.
I just want to say something really quickly.
Yeah.
Kids, if you're watching, remember that when you retire from professional wrestling, remember to go out on your back.
Yep, on your back. I like it. All right, guys. Canada Dry, by the way, you never gave us your lock of the night.
My lock of the night. Did AJ give his lock of the night?
Yeah, I'm Eddie Kingston. You kind of gave a lock of the night because you said Joe stole yours, but I don't know if that was.
I'm gonna go with. Samoa Joe.
Okay,
that's fair.
That's a really fair lock of the night, for sure.
You got a lock of the night, Alex?
I'm going to go for a padlock.
Padlock of the night?
Yeah, I mean, I do like a deadbolt as well, but
yeah, deadbolt is nice. A deadbolt is nice.
I think what was it? I think a lock is for me is Samoa Joe. What was it? Keeping that title.
Okay. Guys, we're at the end of our show. Holy cow, we're almost running 2 hours long because that's how awesome we are. But that's how awesome Revolution is. So on behalf of Canada Dry, on the saltiest man on the face of the earth, Alex Haney, on the GM of Wreckage, otherwise known as G-Him, Trey J. Styles, talking about GM Joe, the EVP. I am the JFB.
Hey,
and remember to raise your fist in the air.
Canada Dry, can I say something real quick, please?
Yes.
No. Yes, you can.
Today is my daughter Sienna's 15th birthday. I just want to wish her happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, Sienna.
Happy birthday.
I love that. There's eyes, just like hearts coming out of JFB's eyes. Happy birthday to Sienna. She's not just a crayon to me. Remember, tune in tonight. The Garage After Dark Revolution review. The boys will be ready. We got some little drinky poos tonight. We'll see how it goes. Remember, raise your fist in the air. And no matter what life gives you, just keep fighting.
Ooh, hit it.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effin wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effin wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effinwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.